Find the radius of the circle. Round your answer to the nearest centimeter. So we're given an arc length of 8.7 centimeters, and the measure of this central angle is 100 degrees, which means the arc measures 100 degrees. So we're going to use the arc length formula and end up solving for the radius. So let's see, arc length of arc DE divided by 2 pi r equals the measure of arc DE divided by 360 degrees. Okay, let's substitute everything. We know the arc length is 8.7 centimeters, so I'm putting in 8.7 divided by 2 pi r. We don't know the radius, equals the arc measure, which is 100 degrees, to 360. So let's reduce this down. I know the zeros can reduce out, so we have 10 to 36, but that can also reduce by another 2. So let me rewrite the whole thing. 8.7 divided by 2 pi r equals 1036 reduced by 2 is 5 to 18. So now we need to cross multiply, and we're going to end up solving for r. So we're going to get 2 pi r and then times 5 equals 8.7 and then times 18. Okay, so we'll use the commutative property of multiplication here. 2 times 5 is 10, and then the pi, and then the r equals 8.7 times 18. Let me do that on the calculator. $156.6. Okay, now let me rewrite this up top. 10 pi r equals 156.6. There's different ways to proceed from here. You could divide both sides by 10 pi, or you could convert 10 pi to a decimal first and then divide by that decimal, whichever way you're most comfortable with. I'm going to divide both sides by 10 pi. So the 10 pi is reduced out here. R equals 156.6 divided by 10 times pi. So let's use a calculator for that. 156.6 divided by, and since I'm dividing by two things, I'm going to use parentheses. So 10 times 3.14 in parentheses. And you could do two separate calculations if you wanted to. You could do 156.6 divided by 10, then that answer divided by pi. Either way would be all right. So 4.987, rounding to the nearest centimeter, is going to be 5. So r equals 5 centimeters.